welcome to an episode of What's on My Shelf. We're doing this from lockdown, and I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now. Unfortunately, most of the records I'd love to talk about are actually in Los Angeles, on a different shelf, but I'll fill in those blanks later.
First, let's see a few things that I found today. One, this incredible movie called Burroughs. It is basically a non-fiction portrait of William Burroughs from the Criterion Collection. It is so inspiring and beautiful, and I've watched it a number of times, but this came out a while ago, and I almost forgot. Today I was looking at it, and I forgot that I was asked to do the poster for it, which is just maybe one of like the coolest things I've ever been asked to do. And it looks like this. And so, you know, if you get the movie, then you can get the poster and you can hang it on your wall, which I might now do now that I've remembered this. It was really fun putting that together and going through tons of photographs and notes, Burroughs notes and scribbles and collected things. So that was a fun job to have. Anyway, this is a great film to watch if you are looking for something to watch right now.
Next, absolute classic, Just Kids by Patti Smith. I'm pretty sure everyone on the planet has read this book because it is so incredible. But if you haven't, this would be a good time to do it. It's so good that once you start it, you can't do anything else but read it all the way until the end. It's so pure and inspiring, and it's all about Patti Smith's relationship with Robert Mapplethorpe in New York in the 60s and 70s, and basically two artists surviving in the city and having an incredible time. And it's like a coming of age book. It's really beautiful. So, highly recommended if you happen to have not read it. And also, if you've read it, you know, it's probably a good time to read it again.
And let's talk about a record. So I found this one today, Neil Young on the Beach. I love this Neil Young record because I especially love the cover. That is Neil Young on the beach, and it's just brilliantly weird. And there's a car in the sand. There's a great song on here called Vampire Blues, which is one of my favorites. And I also, you know, for the times, I think he's doing a great job social distancing on this beach, wherever this beach is. So this would be a good one to listen to. It's a great umbrella.
And, okay, one of my all-time favorite records, Captain Beefheart, Safe as Milk. Let's talk about a few of the tracks on here. There's three that I think I could say are all-time favorite songs of mine. Dropout Boogie, which is a song that Jamie and I covered way back in the day. I love that song so much. Zigzag Wanderer. I mean, come on. Sure Enough and Yes I Do. Electricity. This record is just too good to be true. It really needs to be in your collection if you don't have it. Everything about it's great. I couldn't possibly love this record more. So, check out the back cover. Let me just use my hair in the can. Get it.
Next. Okay, this is kind of double-pronged because we'll talk about the film first. Fugazi Instrument, that came out in 1999. This is a documentary, Fugazi, from like 1987 to 1997. So it's like concerts and interviews and backstage and rehearsals and writing and recording, and it was shot by Jim Cohen on all manner of mediums, like Super 8, 16mm video, and it's the coolest film ever. It's so great. So when it came out, I'm such a huge Fugazi fan. They've been my favorite band since I was little. And I swear for a year, I watched this on VHS every day, probably every day, or at least a portion of it every day, because it made me happy. Really, really inspiring. I mean, I wanted to just live inside of this film. And I love Jung Cohen. Jung Cohen is incredible. So if you haven't seen this, please watch this. And if you're not a Fugazi fan, this is a great way to become a lifelong Fugazi fan. Okay, there's that. But then this
is also just as great. I mean, you could put the movie on and then just turn the picture off and listen to, and this is basically the soundtrack for the movie, but again, a record that is so incredibly worn out because I've listened to it so much. So, you know, I mean, I had to have both. Alright, these are some of my favorite things, but I'd like to talk about a couple more things that I don't have here, and one record that's coming out really soon, which I'm really excited about. Lucinda Williams is putting out a new record, and it is called Good Souls, Better Angels, and I've heard 3 tracks off of it so far, and they're incredible, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, check that out when it comes out. I think it comes out pretty soon.
And the other record I've been listening to all the time just came out. It's Desert Sessions, Volume 11 and 12, and there's some great songs on there. One, If You Run, is one of my favorites. It's so beautiful and it's so cinematic and moving. And then there's another one called Easier Said Than Done, which is one of my favorites. It's wonderful. A bunch of musicians getting together in the desert and writing and recording, and it feels incredibly special. Their record is really special. And last but not least,
I've been listening to a lot of ZZ Top lately, so I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to say, right now, Tres Hombres is one of my favorites, but, you know, Eliminator, you can get involved with that. You can listen to Tejas, that's really awesome. That's on the record player right now, but I couldn't find the cover. I don't know where it is. I mean, it's got to be in here somewhere. Well, there's just many, and they're all great. I love great bands that have put out a zillion records so that I can just go through an obsessive phase and just listen to, you know, like 3 months of ZZ Top. Why not? I think we have 3 months. I think we might have more. We'll see. There's lots to do.
And that concludes my What's on My Shelf in Quarantine Edition. Hi Amoeba, I can't wait to come back and actually shop there. I miss you guys. Thank you.